today is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, and everything I discuss here is theory until proven fact, even if it is.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Hey guys, how you going? Okay, can you hear me? Hey Deb, hey Alex. Who else have we got in here? Out to lunch, Rolf, Sherry. Who else have we got? Meg, how you going? Alex, Mustang Mike, how you going? Tim, how you going? George, how you going? Dealey. Who else have we got? We got anyone else in here? Slowburn, how you going? Did I say hello, Charlie B? Good to see you guys. And Dion. Yep, you can hear me. Good stuff. Okay, because I'm trying Restream and I don't think it's streaming to Rumble. I'm not 100%, but anyway, let's go ahead. Hopefully Timo can join us. And I'm going to just put the link in the chat because I've got some medical stuff on here and I'd like Timo's opinion. Okay, let's see if that goes through. Yep. Okay, the Road Knight said, boom, and there you have it, the violence coming from the Antifa protesters on the left here in Australia. We had a march yesterday. So-called right were peaceful and led by example. Can't wait for the ABC spin on this. Heads will be exploding. On second thoughts, they'll simply not cover this press conference. The ABC always lies by omission, which is leaving things out. Oz Integrity said, breaking, Victorian police give an explosive press conference in relation to today's Antifa's violent protesters and held up March for Australia in the highest regard for their peaceful and constructive rally. Police are calling out leftist protesters. What a turn of events. Yeah, I didn't have that on my bingo card for this year. Okay. Anyway, they had bricks thrown at them and rocks and all sorts of things. Dr. C said healthcare and insurance are in cahoots against the people. Doctors gouge insurance companies with sky-high charge master prices, often 2 to 5 times what they accept from uninsured patients who negotiate. Here are the top 20 procedures showing the highest amount billed to insurance versus the lowest amount uninsured patients might pay. The data is from 2023 to 2025 Fair Health Hospital Transparency. This broken system screws over everyone, insured or not. Cataract surgery per eye, type ophthalmic outpatient, billed to insurance, $10,000. What a patient might pay without insurance, $3,500. Knee replacement, orthopedic inpatient, billed to insurance, $80,000. What the patient would pay without insurance, $35,000. Hip replacement, billed to insurance, $70,000. What patient would pay without insurance, $39,000. C-section delivery, $50,000 with insurance, $22,000 without. Normal delivery of a baby, $30,000, $13,000 without. Appendectomy, which is when your appendix go, I believe, $70,000. What the patient pays without insurance, $28,000. Gallbladder removal, $40,000 with insurance, $15,000 without. In what's this? A hernia repair I can't even pronounce that. See, we need Tim here. Billed to insurance, $20,000 without, $4,000. Hysterectomy, $40,000 with insurance, $9,700 without. Tonsillectomy, tonsillitis, to have your tonsils removed, $15,000 with insurance, $4,000 without. Coronary bypass, $250,000 with insurance, $57,000 without. Angioplasty, billed to insurance, $60,000, $20,000 without. Spinal fusion, $150,000 with, $50,000 without. Laminectomy, I don't even know what that is, but anyway, $40,000 with insurance, $10,000 without. Bunion surgery, $15,000 with insurance, $5,000 without. Carpal tunnel release, $12,000 with insurance, without insurance, $3,000. Colonoscopy, $5,000 with insurance, without, $1,500. MRI scan, $4,000 with insurance. What patient pays without insurance, $375. I think Timmer could argue that one too. Pacemaker insertion, $80,000 with insurance, $20,000 without. A lumpectomy, $30,000 with insurance, $5,000 without. Biceps tendon repair, hospital bill insurance, $25,000. Uninsured, $7,000. Still outrageous, and it starts with a ridiculous markup. The rip-off, hospitals jack up bills knowing insurers will haggle. Uninsured patients face these insane charges up front, although some negotiate 20 to 50% off. Prices vary by location, plus 20 to 50% in California, New York. Facility hospitals outpatient add-ons, example anesthesia, which is $1,000 to $2,000. Insurance companies then raise rates because of these prices. Insane, this should be criminal. Health insurance fraud is fraud in this nation. They make the contracts with doctors. You can only be reimbursed within network doctors. Monopolies and few choices, 2 or 3 less sometimes. 2 to 3 or less sometimes. Nothing that actually works is covered, or if it is, reimbursement is negligible amounts. Takes months to years of persistence to collect on insurance reimbursement, often being denied and starting time clock over for not dotting an I or crossing a T. Contractors charge inordinate prices, bill your insurance and get rich. Everyone's insurance premiums go up to unaffordable prices, rinse and repeat to raise costs to consumers again. Mandating Obamacare so we can pay these premiums for everyone, or being fined, is next level socialism, communism. These insurance companies act like de facto doctors, making decisions on what you can do about your health while knowing absolutely nothing about how the body works. They don't have a single clue. Most of the doctors in their networks don't have one either. And in their existence, excluding infection, poison, or acute life-saving trauma intervention, They have not cured one single disease or condition ever. Yet we put full trust and faith in their process. Why? And I agree with that, because when was the last time your doctor cured something? I mean, we got Timmy. He tries, and he's pretty good at what he does. Where'd it go? There. Yeah, he does try to actually cure people, not just treat people. And that's what we need more of, doctors who actually want to cure people. Because, look, they lose customers when they cure people. So does Big Pharma. That's why Big Pharma teach doctors, or their professors do, the ones that they put forward, and then they go off the textbooks that Big Pharma pretty much nearly write, or have a huge influence on, at the very least. Mal Peters said the Bureau of Meteorology here in Australia's first long-range summer forecast shows increased chance of extreme heat, ABC, according to the ABC. Not 2 months ago, the Bureau of Meteorology was forecasting a wetter than average year. I don't think they know. Well, they don't. They don't know, because I can tell by the weather apps and what they're sometimes way out. But anyway, let's not worry about that. You're better off just looking out the window that morning and going, okay, it's partly cloudy. Okay. Dries van Legenhove, I hope I said that right. 13 centuries ago, Muslim armies that had already conquered Portugal, Spain, and southern France were continuing their plundering and conquest, pushing even further into Western Europe. However, on October 18th, 732, Abdul Rahman's Muslim army was halted, defeated, and driven back by Charles Martel and his troops in the Battle of Poitiers. This battle is one of the most important in European history because it marked a turning point in the Islamic expansion into the West. History repeats itself unless we learn from it, okay? This has happened before, the Muslim invasion, okay? It was stopped. The period that followed is known as the Reconquista, the centuries-long struggle of European Christians to reconquer southern France, Spain, and Portugal from the Islamic rulers. It would take a lot of blood, sweat, and tears by many generations of Europeans, but in 1492, the West was ours once again, so that went for 700 years. Do we really want this to happen again? No, we don't. We can't. Drew Pavlou said leftists burn the Australian flag and spray paint Abolish Australia and Death to Australia slogans at their pro-immigration rally in Melbourne the same day that people had anti-immigration rallies. So this is a pro-migration side. Explicit calls to destroy the nation and kill us all. Cool, thanks for clearing that up for us, guys. Yeah, whoopsies. You insane people. Samahul said we have at least 10 classes of medications for type 2 diabetes, more than 100 drugs. By the way, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. Please see your doctor if pain persists. More than 100 drugs, none of them reverse type 2 diabetes, but ketosis can and does all the time, cutting sugar out. It's not ketosis per se, it's pulling the stored sugar out of the liver. The liver regulates blood sugar. It's being clogged, stagnant, loaded to the brim with sugar and toxicity. It can't effectively function, hence T2D, type 2 diabetes. Clean the liver and you reverse it. This can be done in part by ketosis, but doesn't have to. Ketosis by itself is beneficial short term and exists for when fasting and famine occur, but it's not meant for us to live by permanently. The first thing God told us is to eat in the garden before the fall was fruit. Fruit and other root vegetables contain the missing or inadequate intake of essential vitamins and minerals in pure carnivore diets that include ketosis, such as potassium, magnesium, manganese, vitamin C, and soluble fiber, and if not provided, will inevitably and invariably lead to nutrient-deficient diseases. But you've got to know which type of vegetables you can eat. I think I've got it in here somewhere. A lot of them have oxalates, okay, and anti-nutrients, which don't actually give you anything. Okay, Awakened Outlaw said the real reason the left is quick to glom onto the laughable figure of 7 million people attending the No Kings rally is that they have to believe it. The left simply can't accept the fact that there were far fewer lunatic leftists like themselves than they've been led to believe. Yeah, they apparently put a picture up of the No Kings protest, but it was from something years ago or something. It wasn't the actual No Kings protest. I believe that flopped and it was nothing but violence, really. Joey Mate said Anthony Albanese isn't Australia's uniting saviour. He's the spark that set this country on fire. The damage he's done so far to cause to our unity, our economy, our faith in one another is something this nation is already paying for today. He hasn't bought hope or unity, he's bought division. He's turned Australians against each other and started a war on culture and an identity that's ripping this country apart. He's fueled a race war so toxic it feels like we've been dragged back into the 50s and 60s. He hasn't healed old wounds, he's ripped them wide open, he hasn't led, he's gaslit, lectured, paraded and posed for photos. And now he's gone missing. Al Baloney, as trustworthy as an Asian hooker with an itchy crotch and a runny nose. Apparently, he's going to meet Donald Trump tomorrow. Yep. I can't wait to see when that one. Cat Turd said when Democrats forced that giant turd Obamacare down our throats, over 70% of US citizens were happy with their health insurance. Obamacare did not get one Republican vote. Democrats swore up and down it would pay for itself, but now they need $500 billion to subsidize the giant turd. Like everything Democrats touch, they destroyed the health insurance system in our country, as we've seen earlier, how much they charge. Shadow of Ezra said the Russian government is preparing to declassify and personally deliver hundreds of pages of evidence revealing who truly assassinated John F. Kennedy. The files will be made available to the American public immediately. These same documents were previously kept hidden and denied to members of Congress. Remember the soccer ball? Yeah, we're waiting. MAGA Patriot TGM, Terry, has said there's never been a Palestinian state. For those of you insisting there is and has been, you should learn the history of the land. For those of you who say free Palestine, you have a lot to learn. There is no Palestine. Facts matter and history matters. Let's have a look. What's he saying?
Never has there ever been a Palestinian state. For those chanting Free Palestine, let's talk facts and history, not slogans. Before Israel, there was a British mandate, not a Palestinian state. Before the British mandate, there was the Ottoman Empire, not a Palestinian state. Before the Ottomans, the Mamluks of Egypt ruled over the land, not a Palestinian state. Before the Mamluks, it was under the Ayyubid Arab Kurdish Empire, not a Palestinian state. Before the Ayyubids, it was the Kingdom of Jerusalem, not a Palestinian state. Before the Kingdom of Jerusalem, the land belonged to the Umayyad Empire, not a Palestinian state. Before that, the Fatimid Empire ruled, not a Palestinian state. Before them was the Byzantine Empire, also not a Palestinian state. Before the Byzantines, it was controlled by the Sassanid Empire, not a Palestinian state. Before the Sassanids, it was the Roman Empire, also not a Palestinian state. Before Rome, the land was the Hasmonean Kingdom of Israel, a Jewish state, not a Palestinian one. Before the Hasmonean, it was under the Seleucid Empire, not a Palestinian state. Before the Seleucids, it was under the empire of Alexander the Great, not a Palestinian state. Before Alexander the Great, it was the Persian Empire, also not a Palestinian state. Before Persia, it was the Babylonian Empire, not a Palestinian state. Before Babylon, it belonged to the Kingdom of Israel.
There you go. There never has been a Palestinian state. I've said that on my other channel since I've been still streaming over there. I've said it before and I'll say it again. There never was one. And no one around them. Egypt won't take them. The Arab nations won't take the Palestinians. Why? You have to ask yourself why. Mr. Star-Spangled MAGA said, "No, dear No King's Day protesters, look at you, miserable forks, waving your rainbow flags, free Palestinian signs and pronouns scribbled on cardboard like it's effing arts and crafts fair for the chronically unhinged. Who the hell are you people? You're all so busy being angry you forgot how to think for yourselves, while swallowing every half-baked narrative the media shoves down your throats. You scream no kings like it's some profound revelation. But let's unpack that dumbass slogan. Kings? You think President Trump is out there trying to crown himself like he's Henry VIII? Get real. Kings conquer empires and behead dissenters. Trump? He's ending wars, not starting them. He's liberating people from the chokehold of globalist bullshit, not annexing Canada for shits and giggles. You're out there protesting a man who's actually keeping his promises, unlike the spineless politicians you've been cheering for your whole lives. Trump's building walls, securing borders, and putting America first while you're out there crying because your feelings got hurt by a Tylenol warning. Pathetic. You're so busy hating Trump you can't see he's one of the greatest presidents this country's ever had. He's out there fighting for the working class, cutting taxes and bringing jobs back while you're screaming about fascism, like you even know what that word means. You're not out there because you're oppressed, you're out there because you're bored. Your lives are so empty and meaningless you've got to invent causes to feel relevant. You're not fighting for justice, you're fighting for attention. And the irony? You're too damn ignorant to see you're the ones being played. The media's got you on a leash, feeding you outrage like it's dog chow, and you're lapping that shit up. You think you're sticking it to the man, but you're just pawns in a game. Too dumb to understand. Trump's out there making deals, bringing peace and keeping America strong. And you're mad because why? Because he's not your kind of king? Boo effing who? And the saddest part, you're not rebels. You're just losers who can't cope with a president who doesn't need your approval to succeed. So go ahead, keep marching in circles, shouting your slogans and waving your flags. You're not stopping Trump. You're not dismantling anything except your own dignity. While you're out there making noise, he's making history. He's fighting for the American people. Real people, not your imaginary coalition of perpetually offended weirdos. You're not the resistance. You're just a sideshow of freaks. And deep down, you know it. That's why you're so angry all the time. You're mad because Trump's winning and you're losing. And no amount of screaming no kings is going to change that. You're not waking anyone up. You're just keeping us awake with your whining. Get a life, get a clue, and get the out of the way. In freedom, Mr. Star-Spangled MAGA. Well said, mate. Oh, dear. Grace said, I just confronted a woman at this Free Palestine stand. I told her they've got their ceasefire and asked why they're still handing out propaganda. She said to me, the Palestinians are dying. Oh, yeah, by the hands of Hamas, the people they voted in. I asked her if she's seen the videos of Hamas executing Palestinians. She told me she wasn't even aware of any videos. Her colleague then called her over and told her not to engage with me. If you're at a street stand, you've got to be prepared to defend your cause. It's clear she didn't even know what she was doing. She's just another robot in the propaganda wheel. Yes, don't be one. Okay, show me the data. Said Trump ends a war. 5 days later, the left throws a protest. Yep, that tracks. That's right for the left. Do they want war, do they? Is that what they want? Oh, Dr. Sydney Watson. She's not a doctor, but anyway. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad tidings, but number one, Trump is not the leader of Canada. And number two, Canada's head of state is literally the King of England. The post-millennials said chants of no Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA at the No Tyrants protest in Toronto. You're ruled by the King of England. And you're protesting Trump. Wow. Things are certainly getting interesting, I'll tell you that much now. Fan Trump Army said, give me a thumbs up if you support President Trump more now than ever before. I do. Libs of TikTok said Connecticut State Senator, what? Sword Anwar, a Democrat, who's also a doctor and is from Pakistan, held up this sign at the No Kings protest, appearing to suggest he hopes Trump gets sick and dies. Absolutely disgusting post for a sitting government official and doctor no less. Any comment? CT Dems? Wow. Cholesterol, do your job. He's hoping Trump has too much cholesterol. Wait till he finds out about cholesterol. Libs of TikTok said, and he's a doctor. Libs of TikTok said, so stunning and brave. How will Trump ever recover from this? What's she doing?
They're going to tear up the crown. They're going to tear up the crown.
Go home, Nancy. You're drunk. Crazy woman. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth said on October 17th, at the direction of President Trump, the Department of War conducted a lethal kinetic strike on a vessel affiliated with the, Ejito de Liberación Nacional, I don't know, ELN, a design terrorist organization that was operating in the U.S. Southcom area of responsibility. The vessel was known by our intelligence to be involved in illicit narcotic smuggling, was travelling along a known narco-trafficking route, and was transporting substantial amounts of narcotics. There were 3 male narco-terrorists aboard the vessel during the strike, which was conducted in international waters. All 3 terrorists were killed and no US forces were harmed during this strike. These cartels are the Al-Qaeda of the Western Hemisphere, using violence, murder and terrorism to impose their will, threaten our national security and poison our people. The United States military will treat these organizations like the terrorists they are. They'll be hunted, killed, just like Al-Qaeda. And apparently that's the footage. Okay, they blew it up. Okay. George said, while at burial of more slaughtered Nigerian Christians, this pastor makes a plea to President Trump to come to their rescue. Please tell Trump to save our life in Nigeria. More than 7,000 Nigerian Christians have been slaughtered by Islamic insurgents so far this year. The United States should absolutely use soft power to put maximum pressure on the regime in charge of Nigeria. Trump listed Nigeria as a country of particular concern in his first term to apply pressure on them to stop the massacre. But in 2021, the Biden State Department reversed it, claiming the violence wasn't about religious persecution, but the impact of climate change. You cannot make this shit up. So killing Christians is part of climate change, is it? There you go. Okay. Ramble Rant said, happy King Trump. Trump's been memeing the left. With and so have other people, obviously. Has this got music on it? I don't know if it has. Probably. Hang on.
They go on television and say, oh, Trump is a king. He's a king. I don't feel like a king. A king would have it easy. But they say, he's a king. He's a king. No, we're not a king at all. We just know how to get it done. And a lot of people are saying, maybe we're like a king. You know, if that's the case, I'd rather have a king.
There you go. Colin Ruggs said, just in, Team Trump trolls the No Kings protest on Instagram by sharing an AI video of President Trump dressed like a king in front of the White House with Andrea Bocelli music playing. The video amassed 34,000 likes in just 30 minutes. Oh, that's funny as go. Okay, I better not play that music because YouTube been censoring, even taking down videos with music in it. The White House said, as of today, these payments or any other form of payment or subsidies will no longer be made to Colombia. The purpose of this drug production is the sale of massive amounts of product into the United States, causing death, destruction, and havoc. Donald J. Trump said, President Gustavo Petro of Colombia is an illegal drug dealer strongly encouraging the massive production in drugs in big and small fields all over Colombia. It's become the biggest business in Colombia by far, and Petro does nothing to stop it. Despite large-scale payments and subsidies from the US that are nothing more than a long-term rip-off as America, as of today, these payments or any other form of payment or subsidies will no longer be made to Colombia. The purpose of this drug production is the sale of massive amounts of product into the US, causing death, destruction, and havoc. Petro, a low-rated and very unpopular leader with a fresh mouth toward America, better close up these killing fields immediately or the United States will close them up for him. And it won't be done nicely. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald J. Trump. And yes, I'm still behind him and I don't care what anyone says. Eric Doherty said, breaking, President Trump just posted this epic video of right-wing Italian PM Giorgia Meloni. I am Georgia. I am a woman. I am a mother. I'm an Italian. I'm a Christian. They can't take that away from me. Well done, love. Okay, now we just need Pauline Hanson or someone from One Nation and ours. Eric Doherty said, breaking, the US Secret Service has uncovered a suspicious hunting stand with direct line of sight to where President Trump exits Air Force One at Palm Beach International Airport. Reportedly set up months ago. They will never stop going after him. Trump is in Florida now and departs tonight. Prior to the president's return to West Palm Beach, USS discovered what appeared to be an elevated hunting stand within sight line of the Air Force One landing zone. FBI Director Kash Patel told Fox. No individuals were located at the scene. The FBI has since taken the investigatory lead, flying in resources to collect all evidence from the scene and deploying our cell phone analytics capability. Protect 47. I agree. Nick Sautor said breaking DHS agents just flooded the street at ICE Portland with tear gas and chemical munitions after Antifa terrorists attempted to break their police line. President Trump has authorised any and all force necessary to protect ICE agents. DHS is not giving a single inch. I don't know why, but all these videos tend to look like video games, like very realistic ones, but I don't know. Nick Sautor said breaking President Trump confirms he'll not budge on Schumer's demands of $1.5 trillion for illegals' healthcare to reopen the government. Good, stand strong, 47, not a single penny for illegals. Let's have a listen.
So the shutdown continues. The Republican Party's not going to pay $1.5 trillion to illegal immigrants coming into our country, coming in for a lot of reasons, coming in from prisons, from jails, from all over the place, from Venezuela, many countries. We're not going to do that. So the shutdown continues. It's a Democrat shutdown. It's a Schumer shutdown because his career has failed and it's over. I met with President Zelensky, as you know, today. So the shutdown continues.
Okay, the shutdown continues. How long is it going to go for? Any guesses, guys, in the comments? Let me know if you think you know. MAGA Voice said breaking. President Trump stuns the world by posting a video of himself as a fighter jet pilot flying the King Trump fighter jet. Let's go. Would be a shame if every Liberal saw this. I really want to play the music. I want to play the music so bad. Okay. Yep, and straight on Harry Sisson's head. He was a little Biden junkie thing. I don't know. He was like rooting for Biden. Yay. The Conservative Alternative said Doge Alert, 149,000 federal workers, including 5,000 IRS employees. Oh, I already read that. Yep. We're back to yesterday's news. So has Tim appeared in the chat at all yet? If I click this over to there, let me see. How far back can I go? All the way to the beginning. Yeah. Okay, and the little man won't read out your messages today because I'm on Restream, not Streamlabs. Okay, so don't donate to Streamlabs and think the little man's going to read the thing out because I can't do that. That's why I came on with Restream today because I know that Tim can join me on this one. But yeah, if he can't join us, that's fine. We'll arrange it for another time. I haven't heard from him. I did message him this morning, so we'll read some comments and wait and see. Okay. Alex is making whole meal bread. Yum, yum. I made pizza yesterday. I forgot to video it. My God, I'm hopeless. Deb said, I get excited when our hev is on and we all get to catch up. Good stuff. Rolf said hello. Sherry said hello. Deb's saying hello. Out to lunch is saying hello. Everyone's saying hello. Meg, how you going? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day, night, evening. Exactly. Meg said, how did you go to the protest? I didn't go. I had a bad headache yesterday. So I was stuck at home. Actually in bed most of the day, just laying there going, oh my God. Took 3 lots of Nurofen and Panadol to get rid of it. So I didn't end up going, and I hate when I don't go. I'm hoping to go if there's another one. How you going, Mustang Mike? Tim, how you going? George. Who else have we got in here? Enjoying the day in the high mountain today. It's a beautiful day. I live in the mountains. I'm lower in the mountains than I was, but, you know, I'm still in the mountain. Slow burn, how you going? Charlie B, on with the show. We get an hour of sanity in an insane world. Exactly. And I'll probably be doing videos this week because I've got a lot of gardening to do. I planned on doing it yesterday, but I ended up with a headache. I planned on doing 2 things at once yesterday, going to the protest and gardening, right? Not only could I not get them done, but I had a headache and couldn't get anything done. It's great. Oh, dear God. It's very hot here, though. Dion, how you going? Love you too. Charlie said, thanks for having me. No worries at all, mate. Yep, you can hear me loud and clear. Excellent. Tim said, but why are they driving on the wrong side of the road? That's what a lot of Americans say. Get over the other side of the road. You're on the wrong side of the road, guys. That's how we drive in Australia, right? On the wrong side of the road. Yeah, it'd be funny if I went to America because I'd have to like be a passenger for a while before I got used to how they drive on the other side of the road. Yeah, that's me driving in Australia. Actually, I'm going to pin the restream replace pinned message for Timmy if he does come in. Alex said that's Hev driving in Australia, Tim. Yep. Mustang Mike said, when does the Canadian Football League start? I have no idea. Rolf said, so 2 polls about the protest yesterday. One says 700,000, other 7 million, mostly seniors. Not a great outcome. Yeah, I don't think they're going to get great outcomes. Dealey said, I've got questions for Dr. Timmer too. Yeah. Deb said, yes, it would be great to catch up with our in-house Dr. Timmer. Only if he's available. Like, he is a busy man. He is trying to help people. So I understand when he can't turn up. You know what I mean? So I'm just going with the flow. If he turns up, he turns up. And that's the way I kind of leave it. I do message him privately to see if he can, but yeah, sometimes I understand life gets busy. Deb said, yes, we do. He loves questions. Dealey said, what's this No Kings protest about? They don't want Trump to be a king. They don't want a king. Okay? I don't know. Other than that, I don't know what they're protesting for because as far as I know, Trump is not a king. And, yeah. It's just another Antifa It's like Free Palestine, but the new one now, right? They'll throw in a new one every now and then. Rolf said England joined No King's protest. Now that was funny. Are they protesting King Charles? Alex said hopefully Timmer will join us soon. I keeping an eye out for him, but yeah. Where would it tell me? Dealey said insurance of all kinds seems to be a scam. They deny most everything. Well, you know what they did here in Australia? They will now not insure people in bushfire-prone areas, which is pretty much all of Australia nearly, except large cities that have no trees. That's how it goes. They want you in 15-minute cities, so they make sure that they will not insure people who are living in the bushland because it's a fire risk. So I agree, Dealey. All kinds of insurance is scam. Yeah, Dion, nothing's cheap anymore. Deb said, which country are you talking about with insurance? All of them. I don't care which country you're in. All the insurance, I believe, is a ripoff. Sherry said, no King's protest is, but that was about America, that one I was reading. Sherry said, no King's protest is about these idiots think Trump wants to be king, Dealer. Yep. Dion said, healthcare and automotive alone are heavy for the pockets. They are. Not only that, we've got car registration, and then we've got to get like a pink slip. So your car's got to pass by a mechanic. You pay $50 there. Then you get a green slip, which covers if you run into someone's house with your car and hurt or damage their property. Then you pay the registration. Then you pay full insurance on top. We got 2 lots of insurance just to register a car. How does that work? I don't know. But anyway, they find ways to slip these things in where they cost you more and more money. Deb said, thank you, Alex. I'm always texting. Charlie said, sounds like an American insurance nightmare. Yep. But I don't think it's just America. I think it's all over the Western world. Rolf said, woke up this morning, still no king. I agree, Rolf. Dealey said, I just got health insurance and everything costs way more, and so far they denied everything. Oh, that's terrible, Dealey. Deb said they've made many more patients to be keeping the sick wheel. Yeah, exactly. Alex said, I stopped going to the doctors years ago. It's like a revolving door. They just want to kick you out before you even sit down. Yeah, they want to write you out a couple of prescriptions, get you out the door, and, you know, nothing's going to help you. It's not going to help you. From now on, When I go to a doctor, I feel like walking in there and going, how many people have you actually healed? I'm interviewing you because I want to know if you're going to be my doctor or not. And if you haven't healed anyone, then I don't even think you're a doctor. Imagine that. They'd kick you straight out. But I feel like it. Dion said they cut off EBTs. Sherry said, honestly, I wish he was king. Then he could overrule Congress and get the government open back up. Rolf said, treatment only, not cure. Exactly. Alex said, Timmy has helped me more in the last year than I've ever had in a lifetime seeing any doctors here. Same with me. Timmy has helped me more than anyone else that I've seen in 20-something years. Deb said, people can be part of the problem sometimes, not taking their health seriously. Dion said, I have glaucoma. Yeah. That's sad. I'm sorry. I think a lot of us are ill in one way or another. You know, like there's a lot of people who are actually not well and we're not getting better. I mean, I've improved because of stuff that was really hard to get. So I've improved, but now the doctors are saying you must have an autoimmune disease. And they did a blood test and it came back fine. And they're like, huh, they don't know. They really don't know. Rolf said, healthcare in the US is outrageous. Oh, Alex said, how's your broken finger doing now? So your grandbubby is getting big now, Sherry? Yeah, how you going, Sherry? And your little bubby, grandbubby? Deb said, what did people do before big doctor and pharmacy or those out in the bush country land? Yeah, they had the alternate. That's why they're trying to shut down homeopaths and all those type of people. Dealey said, the medical establishment traumatized me over a decade ago. Timmy is the only one I feel I can trust. Yeah, that's terrible, Dealey. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Dion. Cassandra, how you going? Rolf said they used alternative medicine and knowledge we've lost. Exactly. Deb said, our Dr. Timmy has helped our family so much. He tries to help. He does try to actually help cure people, whereas a lot don't. They just give you treatment. And then you need treatment for the side effects of that treatment and on and on and on and on it goes till you're taking 20 tablets. Charlie B said the lines at fast food establishments such as McDonald's are crazy. The healthcare industry has an endless supply of new customers. Sad reality. Hey, Yankees, how you going? Good to see ya. George. Sherry said, my finger isn't healing, Alex. It will not bend. It still hurts. All the doctor said was, guess you have to learn to use the other hand. Grandbaby's good. Oh, my goodness, Sherry. Deb said, God's garden. Alex said, yeah, he's a wonderful doctor and works so tirelessly to actually help people and try and cure them at a fraction of the price when people can't afford it, Deb. Honestly, I bookmarked something about the vegetables, right? And it didn't show up, and I'm wondering why. Oh, here we go. I haven't finished with the news yet. Oz Integrity said, Australia, your photos and videos from the March for Australia and list your location. Going to consolidate into a few videos because one thing is for certain, media won't represent us. We need to represent ourselves. Congratulations on peaceful marches across the country. Okay, this is Australia yesterday. Brisbane, Queensland, Brisbane, don't know where, Brisbane again, Sydney, which I missed out on, Queensland, Brisbane, Townsville, Melbourne, wow, that is so good to see. Oh, well done. Please don't burn our flag. Thank you. Quality immigration, not quantity. And please don't abolish Australia. Thank you. Hyde Park, Sydney. Again, drama-free day in Sydney, even Canberra. There you go. Lots of good marches there. This one. Samahul said spinach isn't a superfood. It has one of the highest concentrates of oxalates, which is poisonous to the mitochondria and lead to kidney stones. It has times more nitrate than hot dogs. It contains plenty of salicylates and saponins that can irritate and damage your digestive tract. And the much hyped calcium and iron content will never get absorbed into your body due to anti-nutrients like the aforementioned oxalates, as well as phytates and tannins. Popeye sold us a lie. Okay, so there are vegetables that do not help you. So you've got to look at keto vegetables, which ones you can eat. And nightshades might be part of that, like you can't eat nightshades maybe. Alex Kennedy said Australia's PM heads to the White House as Trump eyes rare earth minerals. Australian PM Anthony Albanese will meet Trump tomorrow to discuss critical mineral supply chains, fueling speculation the US may take stakes in Australian mining companies. Albanese, I look forward to a positive and constructive meeting with President Trump at the White House. Our meeting is an important opportunity to consolidate and strengthen the US-Australia relationship. The source is Bloomberg. I can't wait to see that. Shallow Chow said, Dear POTUS, we are the Australian people who marched around our country in the thousands today calling for our government to get control of our borders. Our country is failing under mass unchecked immigration and politicians stealing our kids' future with policy we know you despise as well. Please speak with Albo PM in your meeting this week and ask why he is ruining this great friend of the USA. We stand with you. Thank God. Mick Amius said, Antifa, the police started it. Antifa throws projectiles at them. Police, push back, defend yourselves. Antifa, police are fascists. They're attacking us without cause. Does that seem accurate? Yeah, it's pretty much what they do. They start it and throw projectiles, then call themselves victims. Ryan Redfern said these mentally ill terrorists Antifa actually think they're the good guys, throwing bottles of broken glass at police, keeping the peace in Melbourne. They got what they deserved and fled like cockroaches when they were hit with tear gas. We didn't see them again after that. Good stuff. They're wusses. Look, they're throwing shit at the police, see? So these are our normal police, not the ones that are all dressed in black with black bloody helmets on. I think that was Dan Andrews' secret police. Oh, now they're going to run. Look. No, they're going to try and fight first. Then they're going to get pepper sprayed, and then they're going to run away like little cowards they are. Police are getting knocked over on their ass as well. I believe this one was in Melbourne. Yeah, anyway. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh, forgot to like that one. Dr. C, the definitive... Oh, I've got heaps in here. So I should have refreshed before I started. Yeah, get rid of Penny Wong. I agree. Dr. C said the definitive cure for all reproductive hormone-based cancer is iodine. Wow, interesting. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But I am thinking of leaving this until we do have Dr. Timmy on, because it is medical stuff and he knows more than I do. The Road Knight said, boom, and there you have it. The violence came from Antifa protesters on the left. So-called right were peaceful and led by example. Can't wait for the ABC's spin on this. Heads will be exploding. On second thought, they won't cover it. Yes, I've already read that one. Okay, let's go back to the comments now until we find Timmy. Alex said he's a wonderful doctor, works so tirelessly to actually help people and cure them at a fraction of the price when people can't afford it. Yes, exactly. Dealey said, yes, Charlie, all the McDonald's around me, the drive-through are always full, wrapped around. Rolf said there was a lack of younger people in the protest, Kirk effect. Deb said he does work hard, wearing many hats to be an all-round doctor. He does. Stu said, Doctor Who, Alex? Dealey said they're doing No King's protest around here, but I don't know what it was about. Yeah, most of us don't. Alex said, that's terrible advice, Sherry. What a shite bag. I know it was broken twice, so maybe out of alignment. Maybe you can find another doctor that can maybe set your finger properly. Rolf said only an oxymoron would join the protests. Alex said, so sorry you have such a bad doctor that clearly doesn't care, Sherry. Stu, how you going, Stu? You were lurking? Good on you. Alex said, I meant Dr. Timmer. Hopefully he'll be able to join us soon. Yeah, Deb said, knows your history. Oh, did he just text me? Hang on. Oh, yep. Oh, he texted me and it didn't go through. Oh, okay. No, that's okay. You're driving home from the airport. Spinach will wreck your kidneys, especially if you're already having issues. There you go. We'll arrange it for another day, Tim. It's all right. We can maybe do it like this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'll work around you. It is a time. Don't your clocks go back shortly, guys? Both of you, like UK and US. I believe that I believe that yours are due to go back, and then we'll be more in line of something. I don't know. She said, we thought you might have talking about the one with K9. Jay, how you going, Jay? Love you always. Glad you're live. Greeting from WS. Oh, God, love you. D. Lee said, all my doctors approved to me that I have to do the research and teach them. Exactly. Yeah, George said, Doctor Who is woke crap now. Alex said, yes, it really does seem that way. All they seem to be good at is following orders. And Jay said, hello, all. So glad to be here with you all. Yeah, good to see you, Jay. Deb said, true, George. I'm not happy with the newest Doctor Who. I have no interest. Ralph said, Israel did attack Gaza today. Yeah, after apparently Hamas broke the ceasefire first. But hey, I'm not going to argue with anyone. You believe what you want. We don't have to agree. You can believe what you want to believe, and I'll believe what I believe, and we'll somehow meet in the middle there somewhere. Oh, God love you, Timmy. He just sent me a donation. God love you. But I'm not on Streamlabs today. I was on Restream to try and test it before. Well, I was hoping Timmy would jump on with me today, but yeah, he's a bit busy, so... George said, yeah, I did like Tom Baker as well, Stu. And because there's a lot of misinformation flying around, I believe, on both sides about Hamas and Israel, right? I believe there's misinformation everywhere, okay? I'd prefer we just don't kill anyone and everyone stops fighting, okay? But it's not going to happen. That's where I stand. Stu said we had the goodies on before Doctor Who and Get Smart before that, after Looney Tunes. I used to love that lineup. Even as an adult, I would watch Looney Tunes. Deb said they are showing themselves to be total oxymorons. Alex said that's one with the scarf, George. George said I've not watched Doctor Who in a few years. Terry said Nazis, Trump, wake up, Hev, truth seeker. Trump's father is Hitler, still alive. Okay. I will agree to disagree with you there, Terry. But you can believe what you want. Stu said, yes, Alex, the fuzzy hair afro. Joseph, how you going? Absolutely beautiful voice. Oh, thank you. Terry said, all women are crazy fucks. Okay, thank you, Terry. Very nice of you. Yep. Have you got a missus or a mother or a sister? Okay, fair enough. Rolf said, Ralph Nader in the protest was hilarious. Canadian Patriots said, trolls can't spell. How you going, Canadian Patriot? Good to see you. Zal, how you going? Climate McChanger, Salty says, yes. Good to see you, Zal, and D. Lee, and everyone, actually. Stu said, my car's going off to her car doctor tomorrow to get some sense of direction fixed. I can't decide on what direction to go in. Rusty Woodpecker said, farking Muppet. Good on you. Cassandra said, hi, Alex and Deb. Apologies for delay listening while playing with my kitty. Terry said, oh, my God, are you awake, evil Jew Nazis? How can Jews and Nazis, that's an oxymoron, Terry. Jew Nazis. Okay, never heard of that one before anyway. Stu said, Cassandra, that's rude. Oh, playing with a cat. Okay, if you change the word cat, yeah. Alex said, I hope it all goes well with your car. Horrible having to take it in, possibility of costing a fortune. Canadian Patriot said, going to buy a dress and heels after hearing that. Doing drag helps fight climate change on CBC radio today. Well done, Canadian Patriot. Rusty Woodpecker said, desecrates lose their drug. Yeah, they do, Rusty. Yep. How you going, Rusty, by the way? Zal said, I hope the King's protest fizzled badly. Rusty said, demarcates. Stu said, power steering box ain't your power steering. 1500 by 600 fitted and a blood transfusion too. Oh, no. Terry said, their BS gods are evil, due. No real gogs, magogs, due control system. Well, good on you, Terry. At least you're sticking to what you think, you know. Oh, dear. Where am I? Way back in the comments. Oh, wow. Way back in the comments. How you going, Darlene? Good to see ya. And Cheryl? Wow, way back in the comments. Right, I'm around here somewhere. Rusty said, any news on the protest overthrow of the corrupt Victorian pigs? No, I haven't. I think they were imported, those ones, during COVID. Sal said, this is a leftoid's last card play. They're going to throw anything at the wall, hoping something sticks. Alex said, my fresh homemade bread is nearly done. Smells so good. Nice, Alex. Charlie said, auto repairs and hospital visits are the leading cause of bank robberies in America. Dealey said, does the government really shut down or did they just play dead as usual? Yeah. George said, we need to stop giving illegals these freebies in the UK. Same here. George said, not yet have. Dealey said, yummy, Alex, fresh homemade bread. Stu said, silly young lassies at the local bottle shop have no sense of humour. I said her stick-on eyebrows would be like windscreen wipers on the inside of her sunglasses. My God, my dog got banned from the store. Oh, no. Zal said, they see you as old, Stu. They won't interact with you. Charlie said, I haven't had real bread in years. Just the mention brought the aroma to mind. Thank you. There's our pill, the red pill. Alex said, I haven't made it for ages, so I hope it comes out okay. Then I can make some more tomorrow. Nothing like homemade bread there. There's nothing like it. Sal said, no, we drive on the correct side, Hev. Dealey said, yes, Alex, I don't eat much bread anymore, but I do recall that smell and taste so good. Yep, and Darlene did join us. Rusty Woodpecker said, farking Muppet. I don't know who you're talking about. Rusty. Alex said, I don't really eat bread either, but it's better to make our own. Yeah, if you're going to eat it, make your own. Deb said, I made a new email with Debs in it. Deb said, and you're not covered by if the water comes from beneath the ground either. There you go. Insurance won't cover you. Alex said, I hope Luna Raven's okay. I've not seen her for a while. Yes, I hope she's okay. And the girls and her hubby or boyfriend. Hopefully people know to come over here, maybe make a video on your last channel for anyone that doesn't know. Yeah, I might have to. Darlene said, do we now have to insure golf carts? Oh, my God. Canadian Patriot said, anything liberal helps climate change in Canada. Rusty Woodpecker said, fire will be deliberately lit to make way for high-speed rail between 15-minute cities like last time. Yes, well, that's what they did in Australia too. Alex said, yes, it's all money, money, money. They love to take it all. Dealey said, yes, Alex was just thinking Raven and twins the other day. Sal said, insurance is a scam. Rusty said, burnt land is cheaper when it's classified as uninhabited. Yes, I know. Alex made nice slow-cooked beef stew yesterday. Nice. Yeah, Cassandra, medical practice. They're practicing, okay? George said, sounds nice, Alex. Alex said, I have a bit of a cold at the moment, so I thought that might help. Yeah, chicken soup. Soulfire management. I hope someone brings to Trump's attention the disgusting program, Four Corners they did chasing Trump's millions before he meets with Albo. Yeah, I hope so too. I hope Trump knows everything about Australia before he meets with Albo, and I hope it gives him heaps. Zal said, the controllers use dew on the Aussie bush every year. Yep. Cassandra said, times 39 life wave is the like med dev OM a patch activates stem cells with copper peptides activation via light. Yes, I'm hearing lots of different things, Cassandra, coming. Definitely. Dealey said, Alex, homemade stew will do wonders if you're under the weather. Yeah, chicken stew or beef stew, it doesn't matter. Canadian Patreon doctors and nurses that I trust are the ones that got sacked for not going along with the scandemic. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Cassandra, medbed on a patch. Stu said, my last doctor was the best. He was my Garbo doctor years ago, and then I left Navy. Turns out he was a driving flight doctor officer that passed his clearance diving course and was a clearance diver with OAM Med. Wow. Dealey said, let thy food be thy medicine, now medicine food. Yep. Stu said he retired when COVID struck. He was a local veterans biker and Hell's Angels Doctor too, smarty pants. Alex said, it is. I'm going to have some with some homemade bread and butter in a while, just waiting for the bread to come out of the oven. Cassandra said, oh my gosh, I love spinach. Yeah, it's not real good for us. Dealey said, Stu, I had a good doctor. The establishment quietly got rid of her during COVID after 5 years. I finally found her again. I see her tomorrow. Great, Dealey. Darlene said, I'm hungry now, Alex. Deb said, I have book in front of me on foods that heal and foods that can be harmful. There you go. Sal said, even the Victorian police came out and told the truth for once about the leftoid protesters, and Channel 7 lied about it. There you go. Alex said, I hope so. It's been lagging for a few days now. I want it gone. Hate not being able to breathe through my nose properly. There's nothing worse, is there? Darlene said, Sal, how good was that finally? Stu said, Dealey, it's important to trust your doctor makes it bearable. Sal said, get rid of Penny Wong. I agree. Stu said, Antifa the ones stuffing up, Hev. They're not all bad, our cops, just most of them. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah. Yes, Tim did text me. Yeah. Deb said, Alex is making us food. Dealey said, I'm getting hungry too. Thanks, Alex, and your homemade bread and stew. All this talk about food is going to make me hungry now. Deb said, Shannon's usually cooking something. Where is he? Cassandra asked what your food book was called, Deb. Sal said, young people won't go to any protests. They sway whichever way social media wind blows, and that way is propaganda, leftoid lies, and political correctness. Yes, exactly. George said, the clocks go back on the 26th of October. Okay. Yeah, Zal, all wars are theatre. Charlie said, any doctor who pushes back against big pharma machine gets the boot. That's the sad truth of modern medicine. Alex said, all good. Glad he's okay. Look forward to the next call in. Jay said, thanks, Heaven Chat. Good on you, Jay. Sal said, the coming consciousness shift is imminent. Yep, Deb said, thanks, our Dr. Timmy. Yeah, thank you for the donation, Timmy. You're a legend. I'm sorry I don't have Streamlabs running at the moment. Conchega said, police are public officers. They are not under the crown. They have not taken correct oath as prescribed in the Constitution. 1901, look up perfidy. Hey, go on, Conchega. Sherry said, I have a permanent pointer finger. It will not bend at all. It's rather annoying when I have to change diapers and do things for the baby. I don't trust these people to fix it, honestly. Graceful and trippy. Oh, my dinger-danger is turned on now. Hugs. What? Oh, goodness me. How you going, Graceful and trippy? Cassandra said US clocks go back a week later, George, on November the 2nd after Halloween. There you go. Maybe we can do a watch with Heaven Rumble. I wouldn't mind Timmy coming on for that as well. Timmy said, I'm almost home, lol, messaging at a stoplight. Deb said, Heinemann New Encyclopedia of Fruits and Vegetables. Alex said, yes, US clocks 26th of October and the other ones then on the 2nd November. Watch with Hev sounds great. Yeah, do you reckon we should on Rumble? We could do that. It'll be first-person shooter, the X-Files. Oh, Rusty, you're calling Trump the farking muppet. Oh, dear. Okay, fair enough. Dealey said, Darlene, is that your channel? Haven't seen Utopia, but interested. Graceful and Trippy said, I'm a lady, Terry lol. Yeah, Deb, I like bread, but it doesn't like me. Darlene said, it's in my post section. Oh, in your community posts, yep. Conchega said, Canadian Patriot, I bought 5 kilo a couple of years ago, $31 and Australia and Oz. Zal said, hey, Alex, I'm in a band as a bass player now, first gig this Saturday. Good one, Zal. Charlie said, people laugh when I mention buying gold at $1,200 an ounce. They purchase stock. Sucks to be them today. Yes, gold's gone through the roof. Alex said, I agree, food can heal us, the right kind, though. I'd love to have my own garden. Might start growing veggies in a bucket, though. Nothing like homegrown. Yep. Zal said, Hev, gig at Bull and Bush at Borkham Hills Saturday night. Oh, wow. Good one. Canadian said, bought 25 maples Friday for 79 Canadian. Zal said, I'm Southpaw KY 4-string. Graceful and Trippy said, Ezekiel bread is perfect, as in the recipe the Lord gave him. Yeah, non-leavened bread, wasn't it? Alex said, that's awesome. You'll have to send me some of your music. I'd love to hear you play, Zal. Zal said, KY, I have a musician Stingray and a Gibson Midtown bass. Alex said, we can find more news until Timmo gets home. Yeah, we could. Is he home yet? I think I'm near the end. Conchega said, bloody lefties, I've had a few of each, 9 in total. Charlie said, if anyone's buying gold in the US, buy it in Florida. No sales tax on any tax on any bullion purchases over $1,500 US. Nice. Rusty said, proudly unvaxxed from mRNA test vaxxers. Major lawsuits going down, yet swept under the carpet by mainstream and most social media. Yes, Rusty, I agree. And I'm the same. Alex said, I can call in with Timmy to keep it going if you have to step away at all, Hev. Yeah, I have to, take a quick rest break. I might have checked my mum. I think, is she all right? She didn't fall over, did she? Sorry, I'm just listening to see if she calls out. She'll call out if she did. Could also have an intermission. The only thing is we can't have a watch with me on YouTube. But we could just wait till Timmo gets here. Or we could do a watch with me on Rumble and I could start it up in a few minutes, I think. I don't even know anymore because Restream went... I don't think it's streaming to Rumble at the moment. And that's what I would have to use. So now I might have to work that out. View the live stream on Rumble. Is it working? No. Oh, God, no. It didn't work. So now I've got to work out okay, this is going to be hard. Okay, I may not be able to do a watch with me yet until I work out Restream because it's not streaming to Rumble at all. I might have to postpone it, guys. I'm so sorry. But I might have to postpone it. Because, can I share which Rumble link here? Alex, can you share my Rumble link? For people who who don't follow me on Rumble, I don't know where my link is. Hang on a sec. Let me see if I can find a link. Oh yeah, I could do it through StreamYard. Yeah, because StreamYard, the only reason I can't use it is because it won't multi-stream. Yeah, that's a good idea. Where's Rumble? It's this. Oh, you've done it. Thank you. Thank you, Alex. God love you. I'm still trying to get it while Alex has got it. Yeah, I can set up a watch with me on Rumble after this. How does that sound? Okay, I'll set it up for like half an hour's time. Does that sound good? Okay, guys, thanks for joining me. I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And we'll see you over on Rumble if you can make it. And otherwise, I'll talk to you on YouTube tomorrow. Have a good one, guys. Bye.